Well, hello, my friends. Welcome back to Breaking Bricks. I'm your host, Neil. This week, I wanted to answer the question, is it worth it? A lot of people do set reviews. I wanted to add a little something different to it, so this is what I came up with. Today, we are going to find out whether this set right here, the Ahsoka's T16 Jedi Shuttle, is worth it. Is it worth it as an army builder set? Is it worth it as a collector set, either for new collectors or old collectors, maybe figure collectors? All those things kind of apply with different types of collecting. There are people out there that just collect minifigures. Some people collect the whole thing. They just looking to get one of each set to add to their collection so they have a complete set. And then there's other people out there that want to army build. And so today we're going to find out whether this is worth it for all of those groups. All right, so today we're talking about this Ahsoka T16 shuttle. It comes with 599 pieces. Overall in the box art looks great. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at that later on. And so let's just get this set together so we can talk about it. All right. Six bags. Not too bad. All right, let's get at it.
All right, we are looking at 75362. This is Ahsoka Tano's T16 Jedi Shuttle. It has 599 pieces within this set. When I first bought this set, I was being pretty judge biased because I liked the old set. But after review, I started to like the new set. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first photo of the first minifigure here. We're going to talk about Ahsoka Tano. Now, altogether, this is the 5th version of her. I only have 4 different versions, but it looks like the new Leiku on the top of her head is just slightly bigger than the very first iteration of Ahsoka here in the picture. My favorite, though, is the one from Rebels. All right, next we're going to talk about Sabine Wren. Once again, we have a brand new Sabine compared to the last version of her, which you see as well. I do like the older version compared to the new version. Up next is Professor Yin Yang, or Professor Yu. I can't even remember this dude's name. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at him. Overall, he's a brand new minifigure. I'm kind of glad to add him to the set. Professor Yu Yang, that's his name. All right, I'm glad I got that right. And of course, I'm kind of glad to add him. This is the first time LEGO's released him, so this definitely makes the set worth it. And finally, we got a Jedi Inquisitor, Morok. He's a pretty cool looking dude. He belonged in part of the Empire at one point or another, so you could always add him with your Army Inquisitors if you don't want to have him anyplace else. That's what I did with mine. Overall, I do like the way this set went together. I would prefer white brick over the light gray because that was the traditional Jedi colors. But the more I put this set together, the more I started to like it. Overall, it didn't take very long to put together. Alright, as we take a look at his T-16 Jedi Shuttle, you know, overall the first appearance of it looks pretty good. The cockpit looks a little small, but overall this is a very elegant look. You know, as a new collector, I would be pretty happy with it. As an old collector, you know, just looking at the box, I wasn't going to be particularly happy with it, I thought. But looking at it after a few minutes, I do kind of like how it looks. It looks a little bit more accurate. And I'll explain why here. Alright, so as we swivel over to here, I have the original sitting here. This is what it looked like. Overall, it's not much bigger than the new one is, but the cockpit is a little bigger, and the body in the back is a little bit more smaller compared to the new one. It's a little bit more boxier, but overall, this is what the original Jedi Shuttle looked like. But when you get back over to this one, as you can see, the body looks a little bit more accurate. The size of the cockpit looks a little more accurate. But like I said, overall the size of the shuttle isn't really much bigger than this one. Really, it isn't much of a difference. So if I had to choose the two for my collection for appearance, I would choose this one, the new one. Overall, it looks great, and I really like how it turned out. And of course, you know, we've already talked about the minifigures. What a great choice of selection of figures.
I like to find out if it's worth it or not. You know, if you're an army builder, just looking at the box right off the ripper, you know it is not an army builder set, simply because it comes with 4 unique individual minifigures that you really only need one of each in your set. You don't need to have 15 Sokas and 15 Sabines, 15 Morocks. You get the point. The minifigures really set this set off. You know, if you're a brand new collector and you're just starting off and you don't have a T-16, it's a great set to add to your collection. Plus, you get 4 awesome figures. You know, for me personally, you know, I do like the old one, but I like the way this one looks. I was surprised. You know, I went into this thinking that I wasn't going to like it and I prefer the other one. But overall, like I said before, you know, this set isn't really all that much smaller than the original. So this one actually looks a little better, so I kind of favor this one now after thinking about it for a little bit. So I'm going to probably put this one in my collection. You know, I really wish the gray was white instead of gray. You know, that was the big difference with the set. That was part of my reasoning, thinking I wasn't going to like it going into it. But overall, like I said, I like it. And of course, you know, what can I say? As an investment, as a minifigure collector, you're going to love it. So obviously I think it's worth it. I think it'll be worth it as an investment. You know, people will be buying this and holding on to it and selling it later on with hopefully a little bit of a profit behind it, but time will tell. But anyway, if you like what you saw here today, go ahead and hit that like button for me. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And of course, it helps the algorithm out. And if you got a question, put that down below, maybe a good comment, or just anything at all. You want to talk Star Wars, you know, go ahead and put that down below and I'll respond as quickly as I possibly can. And of course, we cannot grow here as a family unless you hit that subscribe button. It takes you a second, but it means an awful lot to us here. So otherwise, I will see you here next time on Breaking Bricks.